So yeah, Antisocial Spring Summer SS19 is dropping this Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, you can calculate that for your local time. Neek or Antisocial, they just post a ton of pictures. They don't have an actual lookbook for their season, but you can get kind of an idea of the season as a whole from these pictures that are posted. And currently not all of them are posted. Usually they post collaborations and bigger items like jackets towards the end. But yeah, so far we have the majority of the items and then also what I think is all the accessories. So we're just gonna kind of look at ones that stand out to us. An overview of the season a little bit, I guess. And yeah, that's about it.
Go from there.
Jump on in. They also posted like a lookbook for this instead of just the range or the preview of all the items. But we're kind of going to skip over that except for one item because all the items showcased in the lookbook have already been teased, so we can get a better look at it through there. This is basically the one that hasn't been teased yet, so we won't actually be able to see it in the preview. And
it's a multi-print sleeve Antisocial Social Club, but instead of just having it on the back, it's all on the sleeves, and it's upside down.
Yeah, and it's upside down, which is like, I don't know, I don't think that's very creative. I guess on the sleeves, the upside down works
cool
because, you know, you're viewing it like that. But on the chest, it doesn't really make sense to have upside down. I don't think that adds like much value to the piece or character.
I think it's interesting.
But yeah, so now jump into the accessories where they started off with the hard hat, which I think is really cool actually. Doesn't have a whole lot of use and it'd be really hard to rock. Or it'd be really hard to pull off. But I do like it.
Yeah, I like how it's also like transparent.
But yeah, and then we got some tape, which is just, you know, all it is tape.
Imagine shipping your Supreme clothes.
Imagine them shipping clothes in general. Also, they got a bunch of balloons, which are
the worst birthday ever.
Yeah. This is kind of cool. They do have a bathrobe, which I actually really like this, but I won't be picking it up. I feel like the quality is going to be terrible on this.
They should have made a Playboy. They always do collabs with Playboy. They should have made a Playboy robe.
You have this cube, which is kind of...
I thought those were Post-it notes.
Yeah, so a lot of people are thinking they're Post-it notes, and you probably won't be able to see it in the video, but if you zoom in to the right of the T, you see a horizontal line, which is probably a split for one of the stacks of the Post-it notes.
Definitely Post-it notes.
Probably safe to say that the Post-it notes, just look at the setup for it. They also have this, which was actually teased a long time ago.
Yeah, remember we made
like a couple months ago, yeah. But yeah, this is just obviously, you know, like a little cover for an electrical outlet. Yeah, and then this is funny. It's one of those wrist things that you slap on. It's like a bracelet. Or at least that's what a lot of people are saying it is.
The shits you slap on your wrist.
Yeah, best comment. Way better than the anti-shipping ones. Leatherman, yeah.
Which I want, dude, so bad.
Yeah, and this is actually kind of interesting because last season and the season before, they did a Swiss Army knife, which is very comparable. License plate covers, which are
They always have.
Do they always have?
Yeah, I mean, look at... They had them back in last year, too. Fall, winter.
And then they also have another flashlight, which they had last time. Yep, just different colorway. They have pencils, and then also erasers. And a lot of people were joking, like, oh, this is the back-to-school collection or whatever. But yeah, moving on to the actual designs, we have... They've kind of been trolling with a lot of their designs, or a couple of their designs. First off, you have the Antisocial Social Club shipping label. But yeah, if you're new to the brand, you probably haven't heard, they have really bad shipping. A lot of people joke about it, them being called Anti-Shipping Club. So it's funny that they actually have a shipping label, which actually, these are the kind of designs that I want to see them actually doing, where they take an image or like a graphic or whatever and then they manipulate it to have antisocial branding in it. This is, you know, trolling, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it carries that with it. So moving on, they have another one, but this one is a little more subtle because it's just like a USPS postal service truck, or like a mail truck, and on the back you got the antisocial branding. And I actually like this one. But then again, it does carry the trolling thing, which is kind of like, I don't know. That lowers it for me. But design-wise, I actually like this. Especially the white where they use the blue font because it matches with
USPS.
them. Yeah. So next up, you have some of their classic, like, depression stuff where they're trying to be edgy.
Sad boy.
So moving on, there is a Wheel of Fortune spoof, which doesn't really make sense because they're missing the O in the second social and then also the C's from club. So a lot of people have been criticizing that, which I don't know if it's just laziness or they must have done it on purpose, but it just looks kind of dumb like that.
That's kind of cool.
I do like that light blue on the back, or that like turquoise on the back that they have. But other than that, the graphic, like, it just, I don't know, it's kind of dumb because it's missing those letters. So yeah, you got another Microsoft Paint t-shirt made here. A picture and it says life with a couple different colors. Dumb. I don't know if they're like life is a highway or...
Life is a highway.
Moving on, you got the stacked block text, and I actually like this one in the red colorway.
Yeah,
like this
it looks super like automotive.
I'm not a big fan of that logo, but I like how I like how they execute this one. I like the colorway for it. I'm a big fan of red, so I do like that. But I wouldn't buy it, but I support it. Then you got the hoodie. You got another one of these depressed ones. Negativity is love. Kind of looks like it's made using spray paint or something along those lines. So yeah, you've seen Antisocial doing this where they kind of name their collection. I forgot what the other ones were. I think the last one was like Recluse, but this is stressed. So you got the tees with the stressed branding front and back.
We'll see in the next one too, which is actually really cool. I like this one.
Yeah, stressed.
That's the Land Rover 110 Defender.
Oh, there you go. Up on your knowledge. So yeah, basically they got this in a couple silhouettes.
I'd buy that pink hoodie.
I think this is one of like the worst designs they have this season, and that's really saying a lot. Literally Microsoft Paint. This is kind of like collegiate or some high school stuff.
Black and yellow, come on, man.
It just reminds me, all this stuff, like the class of stuff, always reminds me of like back in high school when you graduate. Yeah, they sell you this stuff, and there's always like that one kid who buys the whole sweatsuit. It's like, moving on, you got the Antisocial over a checkered board, which is kind of hard to look at. I don't know, visually they don't really mesh very well. Maybe if they outlined the letters a little thicker in white or something to make them stand out, but this is just kind of like too conflicting. Processing and declined. I don't know if this is like a joke about trying to cop. I know Supreme always has this processing and everybody's getting their cards declined, but Antisocial is really easy to cop, so I don't know if they're trolling with this or it's just an actual design, but it is trash.
The plug hoodie.
The only thing this has going for it is the matching pink on pink. I like that. It's more subtle. I'd say this one's more
I like that.
Yeah, this one's more of like a collegiate. So yeah, and then they always have at least a couple of these shirts where it's like got a little phrase on it that kind of fits into their like sad boy vibes. So this one is, I had a vision, but no one cares anyway. Overlaying it with the Antisocial behind it is kind of the same issue that I had with the checkered flag or the checkerboard behind it. It's just too, like, I don't know, they don't mesh well, and especially on the black, if you look at that, that's really bad. A lot of people have been hyped about this one, and you've seen a lot of brands doing this. Basically, like every big brand has done one of these lately. It's kind of like an all over print. It's just Antisocial pasted as many times as I could fit on the hoodie. And then they also actually have t-shirts for this too.
T-shirts kind of lame.
I think they're all kind of lame. I think it's just lazy branding, but some people are really into it, and I respect their opinions, but still, just for me, it's kind of lazy. They have the Get Weird stuff. They always have Get Weird branded on several different things each collection.
Dude, I had the coolest tattoos after buffets, Chinese buffets, and now I want that hoodie.
Yeah, so this graphic just reminds me of those coin machines you go in Walmart when you're like 6 years old, you put it in, and then you pull out the dragon tattoo and you go home and like lick it or run it underwater, slap it on there and pull it off. Like,
dude, I thought it was so cool, man. That was the coolest thing ever.
That's what this reminds me of. It's very split on this from what I've seen from people's opinions. It's either you love it or you hate it and you think it's just trash, which is kind of like how this goes.
I love it.
So yeah, we have one collaboration that's been revealed.
Oh, there's some Asian shit.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at it. I'm not quite sure what they do. I'll just throw up a picture of their Instagram page. That's the only collab that's actually been revealed, but they usually do Mastermind collaborations. I did see somebody said Mastermind wasn't doing one this season, but you know, what does that person know? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. And like Alex said, they usually do Playboy collaborations, so you can probably expect one of those. So yeah, moving on next, you kind of have this like glitter, sparkling, spacey Antisocial logo.
That's dope.
And it's just black on black what they revealed, which I really like the subtle pieces like that where it's not super loud and over branded like the all over.
Or the I'm sad.
It could be just kind of like a sandpapery one where the light's shining off it. That actually brings us to the end of what they've teased. Usually they have a little bit more than that teased by now, But Instagram was down yesterday for almost the whole day, so I think they missed a couple posts and they tried to catch up a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty normal Antisocial season. I do like what they did with the anti-shipping stuff.
Really?
But I don't like the intentions behind it. But I do like those types of designs. I do like that.
I understand some. I like the dragon one. I like the starry one. And I also like that they added the Land Rover Defender. They're really big into cars, and I like what they do when they add automotive stuff to it.
Just keep an eye out on their Instagram page for the rest of the collaborations, and then also the coolest pieces are probably yet to come, to be teased, you know? Usually they save the best for last, so you'll see some jackets, especially since we haven't seen any jackets yet, so you'll see some jackets, maybe like a denim jacket. They did a chore coat last season or 2 seasons ago, I think. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Support the troops.
Leave a like. Leave a comment. Let us know what you like. That's it. We can end it.